old friend of the program, diehard Niners fan, the one and only Scott Coker. Hey, Scott, how are you?
Did you forget my name? You had a little pause there.
No, this is called dramatic, pause. This is called building it up. This is important stuff. I like to, pause, get people. No,
it's all good, man. I'm happy to be here, man. Excited about what's going on with Bellator.
Scott, are you in a hotel room right now?
I am. I am in a hotel room.
You travel
in Honolulu for 2 days.
Scott, Honolulu, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning over there, no?
Yeah, no, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, but this is the one show that I would, wake up this early and do.
Wow.
So here I am.
I appreciate it. Wow, I'm so jealous of you being in Honolulu. That is incredible. And I'm sorry for taking you away and for making you wake up early, but I do appreciate you being here. By the way, how confident are we in the Niners? I mean, I know my Bills are going to be there in February, but will your Niners be there as well? What are you thinking?
I think that's the Super Bowl right there.
You think that's it?
The Bills. I think that's the Super Bowl.
Oh my!
I think that's going to be the game.
Wow.
I think the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs in the championship game, and then it's going to be the Niners and the Chiefs in Phoenix in February. That's my prediction.
That would be incredible. And you'll root for the Bills, right? Because we're such good friends, longtime friends. You want to see me happy.
I want to see you happy, but this is the one thing I can't just cave on because, come on, it's my team. It's been my team forever. So you got to root for the Niners because these opportunities, we lost the last two, and really those are just gut wrenching losses, and we got to get one.
All right, fair enough. Like I said, let's not beat around the bush. You have some breaking news, Scott. Like you said, exciting times. Of course, February 4th, back on CBS. I want to ask you about that. We haven't talked since the big announcement. Fyodor Emelianenko against Ryan Bader, the return of Johnny Eblen, the middleweight champion. After that, you're going to Dublin, but things are happening. So hit us. Frank, we have some breaking news music. What is it?
Great. Listen, we have an exciting tournament coming up. We talked about the lightweight division being the next tournament, and we're officially announcing it. And the participants are the breaking news. And number one slot is going to be Usman Nurmagomedov. Number two, Patricky Pitbull. Number three, Tokiev Masayev. 4, Benson Henderson. 5, Alexander Shabley. 6, Sidney Outlaw. And last but not least, we have 7, AJ McKee will be in the tournament, which I'm really excited about. And then number 8, Mansour Barnouet.
So there it is.
That's our 8-man tournament. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really a fantastic tournament, and it's something that we promise the fans. And if you look at our lightweight division, it is really stacked, and excited for those guys to all get it on.
Okay, so we're showing the audience right now the 8-man field. The champion Usman Nurmagomedov is in there, of course. Benson Henderson, former UFC Bellator champ. AJ McKee, former champ as well at 45. A lot of recognizable names. Am I correct in assuming that winner gets $1 million like the other ones?
Yeah, so they get their pay throughout the year, which is pretty sizable for most of these guys, and at the end they get $1 million bonus check. So there's a lot riding on the line. I know these guys are going to fight their hearts out, and everybody has something to prove.
When does the tournament kick off?
Well, we're going to kick it off. Well, that's something that, I'm just going to tell you, Aaron.
Okay.
It's just, I can't hide from you.
Thank you.
But we're going to kick it off. The participants are still being worked out, but we're going to kick it off on March 10th.
March 10th in San Jose, correct?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Your home base. So the matchups are still being worked out.
Yeah, matchups, brackets, things like that are still being worked out. We're having some more meetings today and tomorrow, and then we're going to figure all this out in the next couple of days, and then we're going to have a new announcement, and it'll have the brackets and who's fighting who and when they're going to be fighting.
Can I ask, is it possible? I don't know if it's possible. You tell me. Do you think we can crown a winner within 2023?
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, these things are kind of a fluid process because, as you know, injuries happen, right? Scheduling, conflicts, things like that. But mostly it's just we want to make sure the fighters are healthy and really ready to fight and can give their 100%. And so that's why some of these things have taken so long. And then COVID hit when we had our featherweight tournament. There's a lot of, those issues. But really, we really want the fighters to be 100%. And if that's the case in 2023, then we'll finish it this year.
I love it. Are you a soccer fan?
A little bit, yeah. I'm just like an average soccer fan. Like the World Cup, I'll definitely tune in. But I'm really a football guy. I love football. It's like the Niners are my team. But even if it's not the Niners playing, I'll watch two good teams play. Love college football, and love sports in general.
So the reason I bring that up is, and it might be too late for this tournament, but maybe for the next one, I feel like you can do something really great, whether it's on the Bellator YouTube, Showtime YouTube, Paramount Plus, whatever, where you have the 8 participants in little balls, and then you have maybe you or someone else show up. I don't know, maybe it's Chael P, and then you open and it's completely random, and you make a big spectacle out of it and be like, this is going to be the 8-man lightweight tournament Grand Prix draw, and you open up the champion Usman Nurmagomedov is going to fight AJ McKee in the first round. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Like let's do this up. What do you think? What do you think? Like they do with the Champions League and with the World Cup draw.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We've actually done that for one of our tournaments, and the last two we haven't. But when I was working for K1, that's how they did it. They went to Fuji TV studios, and they had a drawing, and it worked out the way it worked out. And then sometimes fans want to see certain fights, and certain fans don't want to see certain fights. And so when we did it both ways, and maybe we'll go back to that way. But I think for this fight on the lightweight tournament, I think that we're going to sit down with our team and pick the brackets I think the fans want to see, and make some great matchups.
I know you're not ready to announce the matchups, but the biggest name on the card, or excuse me, in the field is AJ, and I want to ask you about him resigning. That's a huge deal for you guys. To me, he has to fight either Usman Nurmagomedov or Patricky Pitbull off the bat. Obviously, the history with Patricio makes sense, or the champ off the bat. Can you say whether or not his first fight will be against either one of those guys?
You know what? I can't say right now, but Ariel, I think that you should join our matchmaking team. We're having a conversation later today at 4 o'clock.
I'd love to. Okay.
And your input would be greatly appreciated. So,
can you send me the Zoom link or what? How do we join?
I'm going to send you. I'm going to have Danny and CJ send it to you within the hour, because I think you're thinking we're thinking along the same line.
Okay, perfect.
Let's put it that way. But there's like I said, that there's certain fights that the fans really want to see. And regarding AJ, listen, this is a kid that when I came to Bellator, I actually went to one of his fights. I think it was his last amateur fight, and I said, "Oh, this kid is going to be special." I saw something in him, just like some of the other fighters that we've signed that have become pretty big stars, and I said, "This guy has got that X factor, and he's got the little swagger." And I think he was, God, he must have been like 20 years old at the time, and he's fighting at a like a recreational center, and it was Quentin Jackson's promotion, and he fought and I said, look, when you're ready to turn pro, come see me, and let's do something. And I'm so glad that I did it. And I've watched this guy's career just flourish and grow, and he's just getting better and better, and he's still young. And when I think about mixed martial arts in a company, you got to have great fighters, and was our top priority to re-sign, and I think we made him a great deal, and I think he's happy. I think we're happy. And we're all going to move forward. I really wanted him in this tournament because I think that the tournament would have been great without him, but now it would be really special with him.
What I appreciate about AJ is that he kind of marches to the beat of his own drum. And last year, well, I don't know if he or I may have upset some people at Bellator. I know our mutual friend Mike Hogan wasn't very happy with me when he had some things to say before his fight against Patricio Pitbull. I mean, I got an earful from Mike. It was something else. But the point is, I'm wondering if the relationship is obviously better, I would assume, because he re-signed. But like, how intense was this to keep him around? Because I know there was interest from other promotions, right? He had one fight left. He's a huge deal. This is a massive win. I mean, I think this is one of the bigger wins in the last year or two for Bellator. How close did it get to not being a reality?
I was never really worried because fighters, with young fighters, right? Come on, they'll say things, and of course they're going to be, it's not always going to be the best relationship, but we've always had a good relationship with the camp and the father, and even AJ, and really I think that we are like his family. He's like part of our family. I mean, when I met Pops McKee, he walks into the Bellator office, and honestly, 5 hours later, he's still talking. And I'm like, man, I got to get out of here. Jesus, what's this guy? In fact, when we came back from Tokyo, I ran into him at the airport, and there's Pops McKee, and we started talking. And then it was an hour later,
Jeez.
that they finally left baggage claim, right? So I'm like, hey, let's talk soon. And but I just said, look, this is the guy. This is the guy that we're going to invest in, and so just like we've done some of our other top talent, and that's really what makes Bellator special. If you look at the roster today, I mean, it is really stacked, and I'm so proud of this roster. It's taken a long time to build because, as you know, it's not like you can bring in a fighter from wrestling or jiu-jitsu or martial arts, and then a year later you're going to have this phenom. It doesn't work like that. It takes 3, 4 years, 5 years to really get to that point where they have like 10 fights even, and so we've invested a lot in AJ, and he is really a special kid, man. He's down to earth, and really he's just really a chill guy, and when it comes time to fight, man, he brings it, and he's fearless, and he puts on a great show. I thought he did a great job in Japan, and buys this $100,000 samurai outfit. I mean, that was crazy, right? I mean,
It was incredible. He's a
it was
showman.
incredible, and I just said, well, the only thing I felt like was when you put the sword back in the sleeve, please don't cut your hand. That's what I was worried about. But no, in all seriousness, we're really proud of him. I thought he performed well, and so did all of our guys. I mean, to go 5-0 in Tokyo, that had a great feeling.
What a night!
It was a great feeling. It was just fantastic because it just it validated all the hard work that these guys put in, and some of those guys had a tough. Even AJ had a tough fight. I mean, that kid's no joke, man. That Souza kid, he's no joke, man. He. I thought there was one time where he might have caught AJ, and so I was a little bit worried, but maybe AJ feels differently. You should ask him that question.
I will ask him about it. What a night for you guys. Like you said, going 5-0, some of your biggest names in action victorious. And I wanted to know for you, like you have deep ties to the Japanese market. You have been there for so long. You have been a part of K1 in the past and doing so many events. Could you tell me, as someone who has only been to one show at Saitama Super Arena, and that wasn't New Year's Eve, it's like a bucket list thing for me. I would love to do it. Does it feel like maybe, from watching it on television, it felt like a great scene? I don't want to say it's, Bob Sapp days, but I mean, it felt pretty damn special. Is Japanese MMA coming back? Like, is the market heating up again?
Yes, absolutely. And I've been watching Saki Bar for the last 5-6 years over there do his thing. And it's very impressive for him to come back, get to the point where he was just starting and had, mishmash of fighters and trying to work with different people. And then eventually started developing his own fighters. And it's really been impressive to watch the growth of his business. A lot of people don't know it, but this guy is just crushing it over there. I mean, where else on the planet are you going to go and see 26,000 fans on New Year's Eve? Anywhere in the world, right? Let alone, like on New Year's Eve, right? So, for him to do, he did a gate in July where he had a tension fight, a kid named Takero, and it was a kickboxing fight and some MMA fights, I believe, but mostly just martial arts, different types of martial arts. And they did 49,000 people at the Tokyo Dome in 22. New Year's Eve, they did 26,000. The Mayweather fight, they did 26,000. I mean, he's just crushing over there. And it's great to see. And I tell you, what you're feeling is correct, because I was there in the days. I went to the Pride shows. I used to go to the K1 shows. I saw all those great World Grand Prix finals at the Tokyo Dome with Ray Sefo and Jerome LeBanner and Peter Arts and Hoos. And I probably got to go to eight of those for 8 years. And I could feel the rise of the fans now again in Japan. People are excited. It's taken this long for Japanese MMA to come back, but the answer is yes. I think the fans are excited. I think they're pumped up. It's got a good TV business over there right now, and he's able to pack arenas. They got good sponsorships. I mean, these are all the elements of a great promotion company.
I love it. I also love, the whole Bellator versus Ryzen thing. And I saw you guys tweet, who should we go after next? I saw KSW chime in, PFL chiming in. Could this be your thing? Like, why not go after these other guys? Why not do it? Or is it just too pie in the sky? Is it too tricky business wise to co-promote with the other guys?
No, personally, I would love it, because really this is like the martial arts way, right? Is to compete and to fight and test yourself, right? So on that sense, I would love it. On a business sense, I think it's going to be tough to work with some of these guys, and including the UFC. It's been their policy not to do these types of events. But man, wouldn't it be amazing to see all the leagues combined and do like a worldwide tournament like the World Cup, and everybody comes in, brings their best talent, and let's get it on. If that can happen, we would definitely be on board. If all the players and working with independent players like Saki Bar, we've worked together for so long that it's really. I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it is doable, right? When you start talking about doing with other promotions that you don't really know that well, and they have other agendas, and how long of a relationship we're going to have with these people, and it's like what is the agenda? If the agenda is to work together for many years, and we could create a circuit where we had a tournament like this, maybe for the next 4 or 5 years in different weight classes, I would be all about it, man. Or team versus team. I mean, that would be a lot of fun to promote.
I would love to see it. You're back on CBS on February 4th. First time in a long time, over a decade since CBS has aired MMA action. And of course, we remember some of the events of yesteryear, Elite XC and whatnot. I mean, this is a big deal, but for right now, would it be fair to say this is a one-off, or can we expect multiple CBS shows in 2023 or one a year? What is the plan with CBS?
Well, listen, we've as you know, it's the parent company is the same that owns Bellator, so it's all in the family here. And we were talking about trying to get a 3-fight series with CBS, and as we were talking, this date popped up and became available. And so when I got a call from Kelly saying, "Hey, this date's available. Would you like it?" I of course, you never say no to CBS, right? So I took it. The other talks of multi dates are going to be are still ongoing, but I'm excited. I think that this is something. I think I'm being cautiously optimistic about having a big successful show. But that's my goal is to get at least 2 or 3 fights a year on CBS. But those conversations are still ongoing.
Okay, yeah, and Kelly Call, in my opinion, one of the unsung heroes in the history of MMA, an executive who really championed the cause of this sport. I mean, before it was really mainstream, right? And it's unfortunate he's no longer with the company, but I'm glad to hear that he was a part of bringing MMA back to CBS, as you just referenced. He was a huge deal. I mean, like, without him, I don't know if we ever get MMA on CBS, dating back to the Elite XC days, right?
Yeah, I think that he was a big supporter, and I'm going to miss him and his energy. But I know we've talked that he's going to be at the fight. He's going to support the event, and he's going to come with his buddies and maybe his wife. But one thing I'll tell you, as we start working with the departments inside CBS, everybody's excited, and it's not just CBS, but it's Paramount Plus now. So this will air on Paramount Plus as well, and a lot of familiar faces on the Paramount Plus side. We worked in the past with Bellator on Paramount or even Spike TV back in the day. But it just seems like there's a good momentum and there's good conversations, and there's good synergy right now going into this event. So I feel really good about it.
It's all very promising. You've got the return on CBS on February 4th. You're returning to Dublin, which is always a great scene later in the month in February. This March 10th event kicking off the Grand Prix. The finals of the Bantamweight Grand Prix coming up as well. A lot to be excited about, but I'd be remiss if I don't ask you about one piece missing, which I think is a huge one for you guys. It's almost the size of a crater. I mean, all these things are great, but if you ask me, until we see, the massive superstar that is Dillon Danis back in action, I don't know if Bellator is really fully back on track. What could you tell us about the highly anticipated return of Dillon Danis? I mean, one of the big stars in combat sports right now.
I tell you, that's actually pretty funny. But we offered him to fight in London on the show coming up.
Yeah,
and I guess they accepted and they made a deal, and we basically said okay, and so when this thing fell apart, I was really surprised, and he's reached out to me saying, "Hey, I want to fight," and so we're going to try to get him the rotation, but. It's been a long time. I mean, it's been a long time since he's fought, and so I hope he's been training, and I hope he's been doing his thing. But at the end of the day, it's really going to be up to him and how bad he wants to fight, and does he really want to compete at this level? It's going to be something that only he can answer.
Is there ever a point where you're like, I'm not really interested anymore? Go do something else. Go bother someone else.
I'll tell you, we have a contract with the guy, and we're going to honor the contract, right? But it's like I said, it's going to be, do you want to really fight? That's really the question for me, to be honest. That's the question. If you want to fight, come back in here. Not that you start from ground zero, but you're gonna be in some tough competition. Test yourself, and then let's see what happens.
Do you think he does?
TBD, to be determined.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I don't. I mean, if you withdraw KSI, I don't know how much you know about KSI, but he's not a high level fighter. Massive respect for him for stepping in the ring. I have respect for anyone who does it, but like if you're withdrawing from that, how could you book him in an actual MMA fight against someone at his level? You know what I mean? Like if you're withdrawing from that, I know boxing isn't his thing. Maybe the best thing for him is to just go do some jiu-jitsu, get back on track, just get his confidence back, do what he's best at, and then reconsider things. But this was a pretty bad look. And by the way, I said from the moment the fight was announced that it was never going to happen. I never believed that he was going to take the fight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the record.
Well, listen, I think it's a great game plan, Errol. I think that we should call Audie right now, tell him the new plan, and start.
He'll hang up on us if we call him. He'll be like, "Please don't bother me with this." By the way, what about this Keith Lee? Have you heard about this Keith Lee story?
No.
Keith Lee, who fought for Bellator, I think his contract expired. He last fought for you September of 2001. He's become one of the biggest things on TikTok. I think over 8 million followers, and he's a food critic, and he's doing incredible things for the community in Las Vegas, helping out small business owners. I mean, he's in a Chipotle ad online. The kid's like a huge star. You remember Keith Lee, right? Kevin Lee's younger brother.
Yeah, that's right. He used to fight for us. I remember.
Yes, let's bring Keith back. I mean, he's a huge star. You've got something on your hands here with Keith. I'm just giving you these free ideas. You can take them or leave them.
Well, no, I love it, and I always appreciate it. But my question is, if he's if he's so busy, is he going to really have time to come back and be a fighter? I mean, that's a full-time commitment.
In his handle, it's still Keith Lee 125. So to me, that makes me think that he still wants to be a fighter. Just throwing it out there.
Either way, I'll go check it. I'll go check it out. I'll go check him out.
All right, a lot to be excited. Any other news you want to break for us before we let you go?
No, listen. We got a great slate of fights coming up here, CBS on Showtime, and really excited about this lightweight tournament, and excited about AJ. So a lot of great things happening for Bellator, and looking forward to 2023.
I think it's going to be a great year. A lot of people jockeying for position in 2023, but I feel like the OG Scott Coker has to, like old school, get a rebound, put the elbows out, box out, and be like,
yes, yeah,
we're not
Detroit
going
Pistons.
Anywhere. Yeah,
we're talking Detroit Pistons right here.
Bill Lambier, Rick Mahorn.
Yeah. No, I feel really good about it, and this is at the end of the day, you're about your fighters and your company, and I feel really good on all fronts right now, and I'm excited about this the tournament, the lightweight tournament, because as you know, we pick our tournament based on what we feel is the best division of our league, and right now I think lightweight, including AJ, is going to be something that fans are going to want to watch.
Last one, a fight I'm very much looking forward to: Raufeon Stotts against Patchy Mix, the finals of the Bantamweight Grand Prix. Stotts has become, for me, must-see, and Mix's win in December was fantastic. Any idea when the finals might be?
Yeah, we're gonna try to fight them at the end of the first quarter. So we're gonna have something to announce really soon. Just trying to work out a few details on the venue, and then within a week or so we'll have something to announce on their date.
Scott, appreciate it as always. Mahalo, as they say over there. Aloha. Good luck. Thank you for coming on, and looking forward to February 4th on CBS. Nothing bigger than CBS. I mean, home of the AFC Championship game. Bills, Chiefs. Previous weekend. Hopefully we'll have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo read a little promo or two for the fight on February 4th, and then I'll see you at the Super Bowl.
You got it, buddy.
All right. Thank you so much. There he is, Scott Coker.
Thank you.
President of Bellator MMA, with some breaking news. Frank, how about that?
That was great.
I mean, that is something.